Welcome back. So it's time to discuss the Rockets. They beat the Bucks 100-97. The Rockets are currently 5th in the West, and we know last year they ended in the 11th seed. How do you like how the Rockets have been playing? And then I know because of what happened with Ime Udoka, a lot of his coaching has kind of gotten overshadowed, but I think it's a good argument to say, do you think that he's one of the best coaches in the league right now, Mase?
Yeah, but I gotta say a prayer for how you say the man Udoka.
Ime Udoka.
Ime. I mean, if he left Boston for the ladies, I don't know how he's doing it in Houston. For real, to tell the truth, you would just have to think. I just hope he's keeping his nose clean. Is that how they say it? But he's doing a great job coaching. But just think about it. There's fellas watching this. You know what I'm talking about. If he was doing that in Boston, how are you holding up in Houston? Killer, what do you think about that?
You trying to say Houston girls are better than Boston girls? Is that what you said?
I mean, Houston got the baddie.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they said one of the boxers was fighting one of the singers over chicks in Houston at 50 Cent event.
Yeah, listen, man.
That is Houston.
No, I like girls all over the world, but Houston is very tempting. It's a very tempting city. And then not only that, the nightlife in Houston is crazy, but he knows all eyes is on him.
Yeah.
Hopefully he's keeping his nose clean, but it's a very tempting place to be at. It's a very tempting city.
Yeah, that's
Absolutely.
why I said we're praying for Ime, you know. I hope he continues to do well, win a championship there, and defy all the odds.
The whole problem with Ime, it wasn't about him smashing chicks. He's smashing chicks within the organization.
Oh.
That was more the
He
problem.
was fraternizing.
Yeah. It was an HR nightmare. That's what
I never understood that. I never understood. Not that I don't understand fraternizing, but I didn't understand why they brought him up and not the person. But, you know, I'm going to leave that alone.
She's still working there.
Yeah. They actually brought both of them out, but like he was the one that got sent.
Why they didn't fire her?
Husband works there too.
Like,
okay, let's skip over that. Stat, what's your question?
Yeah, do you think that Ime Udoka is one of the best coaches in the league right now? How do you feel about the Rockets?
I think he's definitely one of the best coaches in the league. I would put him up there with of course Pop, of course who else is doing an amazing job? Whoever's coaching Cleveland is doing an excellent job. Who?
Kenny.
Yes.
Kenny.
He's doing an excellent job. And Boston, the coach of Boston, because after you win, normally a team get lax. So for him to be able to, Missoula?
Yeah.
To be able to get them up to play every single night and time after time and stay on the course to win another championship, that takes a lot. That takes even more than a person to win it the first time. To win after the first time takes even more fortitude. So I will put Missoula first, but Ime is somewhere in there in the top 10.
Yeah, I agree with everything what Mase said, but he just committed blasphemy comparing this nigga to Pop. You way out of line, my nigga. You just real. It's wild.
And who to Pop?
Ime. You said I put him up there with Pop. That's wild disrespect.
Not with Pop. I mean, in the
it shouldn't
list
even be.
with
It
Pop.
should not. They should not even be in the same room,
Yeah,
bro.
Pop is like
Why would you put them in
Tupac and Biggie. You don't put them in a group with
You
all
did
other
it.
people.
You just did it. You just.
I was just saying he's in a list. I don't put him up there with Pop. Two things can be right at the same time, Cam.
What do you think, Stat?
No. Two things can't be right at the same time.
Yeah,
Those are two different, apples to oranges.
Yo, that is wild. That's wild disrespect.
I was just seeing if you was going to go with me.
No.
You're no friend. You're no friend, Stat.
I'm a friend, but I have eyes and I have ears.
What about, why she can be your friend because you bugging? I'm your friend and you bugging. I'm your best friend and you bugging,
Cam,
nigga. You wildin'.
You're triggered. You're triggered.
No, that's not triggered. I'll let you know I'm triggered. That is just wilding. If you put Ime Udoka, got his name right this time, in a conversation today.
Say it again. Ime what?
Ime Udoka in the same conversation with Greg Popovich on February 26, 2025.
Cam, I'm not putting him up there in greatness. I'm putting him up there on a list. He's on a list. Somebody got to be on a list other than Pop. Pop is the best of all of them, but he's, you know, we're just putting the other people that's in the 10.
Pop is on a list with Bill Belichick.
Yes.
Pat Riley, Phil Jackson. What's my nigga just up Alabama stat?
Nick Saban.
Ime Udoka is in the fucking parking lot somewhere, bro. That his nigga is not.
He's with Tom Thibodeau and them.
Oh.
Ime.
So say Tom Thibodeau. You know, how you get?
No, I was saying, but he's having a good year, so I put him in that group. But he's not like permanently in that group.
Title Town's on the move. Title Town is back on the.
That went like this.
You could have said I'd take that.
You got to keep moving the goal.
That's not what I meant.
So you get first down.
This is why when a nigga, this is why when a nigga asks if me and Mase is cool, and I said I didn't think so. This is how far it goes. So they're gonna say I'm right, no matter what's going on. Okay, I'm just gonna equate what he said to Title Town's on the move. So okay, Mase, I get it. He's on a list.
He's on a list. If you have to make a list, you have to put him on a list with other people. He can't be on a list by himself.
I said I agree with every name you said outside of Popovich.
Okay.
I
so
agree.
do we leave Pop off the list?
Yeah. First of all, it depends on.
Because I'm cool with that. I'm not spinning right now.
No, see, it's a different way to put it. Now it's two different questions. Because Pop is not on no list with that nigga. Now we talking about who's doing. Now, first of all, Pop.
I'm glad you said that because that's how I feel when niggas put my name on lists with niggas.
I agree with you. Listen,
I'm not on that list.
There you go. So why you got a problem with it? I don't know why you got a problem with
another spin.
Yeah, you still spinning it to weird some type of way. This is what I'm trying to say. You'll keep going till niggas say, let me spin till they dizzy. Mike Irvin, I like it, man. If you can't convince them, confuse them. That's Michael Irvin. Let us know that, man.
Look at Stat. I don't know where we at.
Stat knows where we're at. She's just like, whatever.
Let you do you.
Now we're talking about this because I know I have to answer the question, but to answer the question, before I answer the question, is this: if we're putting Ime Udoka on the list for best coaches this year, absolutely. Best coaches in the last couple years, absolutely. Has Pop been a good coach the last couple years? I'll say he's been all right. He doesn't have the talent to be one of the best coaches, but he stayed around. Actually, my belief is to help Wendy learn the game. Is he having better coaching years than Ime Udoka? Absolutely not. But that's what I'm talking about. What list are we talking about? The coaches for this year and last year? Or are we talking about coaches, period? I don't even think he should be in the convo. But as Mase said, he doesn't believe he should be on certain lists neither. You know, also said that my man Dion. Dion said, we got to start getting rooms in this Hall of Fame now. They just starting to let, everybody. He said they got to get a penthouse with me and some other niggas is that. Because every year it's becoming a mess. They just starting to put anybody in the motherfucking Hall of Fame. Dion's starting to get offended. And I felt Dion on that, man, because I've seen a few players that came in and I'm like, ooh. Yeah, it's wild. It's wild. But
and Dion's from Title Town.
Yeah, I know. Dion's definitely from Title Town. But
that's what I mean when I say Title Town's on the move. They letting anybody in. Pause.
I don't know what Ime Udoka has to do with Title Town. I have no idea what Ime Udoka has anything to do with Title Town. Yeah. But to get to the question, Stat, seriously, it's exactly, I know we're asking, is Ime Udoka a good coach? And the second part of the question is, how far can Houston go?
Yeah, basically just how do you feel about how they've been playing compared last year to now?
Well, I think they're playing great. I think they played great last year. It's about building chemistry, and that's what we was talking about with the Lakers earlier. This year, they're building the chemistry. I think the most determined people on the Rockets is Ime Udoka, even though he's a coach. But then you also have Dylan Brooks, who got shipped out of Memphis. He was like, okay, cool. So I think between Ime Udoka and Dylan Brooks, them niggas really, really, really have a point to prove. Now, what I'll say is this. This is the real question. How far can Houston go? They're doing great now. They were doing better early in the year. But this is the thing with young niggas, and this is what I'm talking about. The younger the kids are, to me, my personal opinion, the smaller their attention span is. And for 82 games to stay locked in, focused, including the playoffs, and I'm not saying that they're not professional basketball players. They know that comes with the game. What I'm saying is this. You have to stay locked in all season. Do we see people go off and start doing podcasts and other things and things with their girlfriend, etc.? Yes. But are the younger these guys get, and not just guys, I'm talking about humanity as a whole, attention spans get shorter and shorter. I was having a meeting with some people about some movie stuff that I'm doing, and they're saying, Ken, we're in the direction of starting to do 20 to 25-minute movies. Because young kids can't sit there for an hour, 20 minutes, hour and a half, 2 hours to watch a whole movie. Because before the movie's over, they did a survey. You know, they do all these analytics when it's in Hollywood, and they say they go on their phone 7 to 10 times during a movie. So you don't even have the attention span to watch an hour and a half movie without going in your phone. And I think that that's translating to all these kids growing up. So back to the young thing that we're talking about when it comes to the Houston Rockets, they have to be locked in, and that's what we'll see. So I don't know how far that they go right now, because to me, they were playing much better earlier, and they're not playing bad now, but they were in the second seed for a long time, dropped to the third, dropped to the fourth, and now they're fifth.
I think they're doing, actually, compared to last year, this Houston Rocket team is like night and day. I think they went to a new level, but I also think this is what Ime was protecting when James Harden was trying to come over. He knew that they would have this progression, and he was trying to protect it from bringing somebody on the team that he thought could send that progression in a different direction. And it kept the team pure, kept the team focused. And now they have to make the next jump, which is what Cam is talking about, and that's winning in the playoffs and staying focused so you can win when it count. I got them in the first round, second round. They probably won't go any further than the second round. Maybe they win the first round, but if they start out against the Lakers, that's still going to be a goodie.
Yeah, I think you can even give more credit to the other players on the roster, because even their center, he's 22, Alperin, he's been averaging a double-double. Obviously, we've seen Dylan Brooks, Jalen Green, even though everybody had the jokes, we've seen he has not let down. He's been playing phenomenal, so shout out to him. Andrea, if he's good, they good. And even one of the twins, Amen Thompson, he's been balling, and he's had a lot of been playing with a lot of conviction. Like even when they played the Heat, he got in a fight with Tyler Hero. He had a flagrant against Giannis when they played the Bucks. Like every player on that team has been doing their role as they should.
The one name, that's I want you to finish.
So. No, they've been playing their role as they should, and it's all meshed really well in a way that I think people kind of were overlooking because they were a young team. So kind of seeing it play out. Yeah, it's easy to say that they're a sleeper team, but like they definitely have what it takes to kind of take things all the way, because all the players have that fire in them. So it's cool to see.
Everybody talks about all the names that we said. To me, the second best player on that team is, and I don't want to pronounce his name wrong, is Sengun. Sengun.
I say Alperin because I don't.
Sengun. That's like, that nigga's nice. And he's the second best player, if not maybe the best player on the Rockets, because he's not a lot of people not paying attention. That is the best player, if not second best player, if not the best player on the Houston Rockets. We all familiar with Jalen Green and the names that we all said, but Sengun is actually their first or second best player on that team, and he's going to be a key element to see how far they go as well.
And you know what? He's another international player, so maybe that's the key.
Maybe.
You need an American, you need an international player to have a little mix, and then it works out, because we've seen it work out for the best teams. So. Well,
actually, there was no international player on Boston last year.
Well, besides Boston.
Well, of course, besides.
Boston, and that's why Boston is America's team.
The key word is besides.
Porzingis.
Yeah, that's true. I like
Porzingis.
That's a good one. It's a good point.
So, like, know,
It's a good one.
It's a good little.
The reason I thought about that,
melody.
because I think Porzingis, and that's a great name, I think he's more of a third option. Because we know who's a first or second team, first and second option, depending on what day it is.
Depending on the day. Facts.
What you want, nigga? Everything, nigga, super size. Two Big Macs, like when they doing them 2 for $5.